expertise on these sorts of events is mainly paternity and maternity departures. So I don't often do these full Monty jobs. So please excuse me if I'm rather amateurish about doing this. But the maternity things are sort of always temporary. People come back. And this is John going for good. But in a way, it is au revoir rather than goodbye, because John, as some of you will know, is going to work for SLC Rail, who are our rail advisor consultant, framework consultants. And we have a long history with SLC in the guise of as employees of Chiltern and of John Lang. They helped us build Warwick Parkway, Coleswood Parkway, Stratford Parkway. And they are a very good team. And I think it reflects really well on John that they have invited him to join them. And the interesting thing about it is currently there's only one full-time employee there, and that is the managing director. And there's 2 admin staff. All the other people are subcontractors, in a good way. And John is the next full-time employee. And bearing in mind how the industry probably regards civil servants and local authorities, for John to get in there reflects how good he is at his job. And in some ways, working with him for the last 3 years, he's been undergoing a sort of 3-year interview. Finally, he's got the job offer. As you know, they've never offered me a job. Well said, Anne. So now, as you know, when you reach a certain age, you get short-term memory loss. And so, although I can remember 1973 in detail, the last 20 years is a bit vague. So I'm just going to go through John's employment history here. But if it's wrong, please correct it, because I can't remember what's going on.
He wasn't born in 73.
No, but unfortunately I was. So were you. John arrived in 2006, and I know that's true because I've read it on his record, so that's one thing that's a fact. And John arrived in local searches, and some of you will remember that in those days local searches was reliant on old maps, crayons, and memories of long-serving employees of at least 40 years standing. And John was the start of a wave of change that introduced computers and Google Maps and things like that, and saw the departure of some other people at the time. And John was there for a while, and I say for a while because I don't know the date. Or was it a year? Thank you, John. So in 2007, he moved to the Transport Planning Group to cover for, I think, Lisa Jones's maternity leave, and got involved in a lot of cycling schemes, developing them, delivering them. I can't quite remember, but he did sit in Milan's seat when Milan left, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but he became the Milan.
Oh, easy.
Need to get nasty. Be nice to him.
Milan was special,
In the same way you are.
and he continued to deliver cycling schemes until he came to work in the public transport planning team, which, was either good or bad. We'll leave him to say. And he replaced the famous Tom Pierpoint, who went on, as you know, to great things in Kent, same salary as me. And, so it's good to see these people improving. A little bit of bitterness in it, obviously. It's nice to see people doing well. But getting back to John, John is a really good self-starter, and he's a safe pair of hands. And when I say that, sometimes you say safe pair of hands, dull and unimaginative, but safe pair of hands. No, it's sometimes a bit of an insult. No, it's sometimes an insult, but with John, it is absolutely correct. He's managed a lot of things, he's got on with it. I like to think it's due to my advanced empowerment technique that other people describe as laziness and not being bothered, but let's make a virtue out of it. And he really got on with these jobs. He told me what he realised I needed to know, but didn't bother them with any problems. Which, I mean, that's a model employee. Yes. Well, I've clearly, you know, we all model ourselves on someone, don't we? Multifaceted. He's not just limited. He does development of a scheme, the business cases, the bids, the planning, and his strong point, which is turned out, we have the evidence of it in Stratford Parkway, is the delivery. John has been right there on top of the tractor, metaphorically, and you know, when he's needed to be there in the middle of the night to see the bridge going, he's been there, and he's done that throughout, and in the context of an everything local government's challenge to work, and some of you need to go and work with the rail industry, because that really is difficult and a lot of treacle to wade through, but John has done that, and he's done it really well, and it's legendary really. We've got a scheme out there that's 7 months early and 1.7 million under budget, which is legendary. On site at the moment, again, he's project manages this project. It's a accessible footbridge at Stratford Town Station, which is being built as we speak. But the important thing about John is it's something I could never do. It was all, you know, us older generation perhaps look at things and say, well, we haven't done that before, we, you know, don't know how to do it now. The youths now, they're really adaptable, and John has proved himself adaptable. He was involved in the project assurance on the 2011 highway maintenance contract. He also drafted and got through the heads of terms of joint working with Coventry. And he also reviewed unused Section 106 money. And, you know, they are completely different from what he was doing. And a lot of that work, and I don't know, Graham may say not, but it did bring him to the attention of senior management. And I remember sitting in project boards on Stratford Parkway and other items, and with Monica and Peter and Graham. And, you know, as soon as you said, oh, John Harvey's managing that, it was, let's move to the next item. And that's a good reputation to have with senior management. So, thank you, John, for all you've done. Splendid work. You've enhanced the group's reputation, both internally and externally, which is good. And I will close, I'll be grateful, with sort of plea, but I'm going to have to get my glasses out, because obviously I don't need glasses, so I'm printing 24 print. Yeah, that's what the teacher said, and that's what my school was called as well. I was asked on John's reference, would you re-employ? Yes, without question was my answer. And do you know any reason why this person would not be suitable for employment? And I'll put in the box, none whatsoever, which I think sums it up. Thank you very much, John. There are some gifts here, which I have to give credit for the administration of this. I'm looking very organised, vaguely organised, down to Deborah and Hannah, because I wasn't here, I was in Portugal. So, not that I would have done it if I'd been here. That's the excuse. John, this is the card from your colleagues, with the sentiments written on it. Oh, oh yeah, sorry, yes, I know what that is. I was thinking, is that the card? Yeah, it's that one.
Well, thank you.
Oh God, I'm going to panic now. One set of notes have gone. Oh, here it is. Must be mine, it's in big print. This is John is going on skiing holiday this Christmas. The first time he's gone, but he has been practicing at Milton Keynes. Why is it that all ski slopes seem to be in really crap towns? Tamworth. Oxford hasn't got one, or Kensington, or anywhere like that. This is a voucher from the Cotswold Outdoor Centre for an undisclosed sum of money, either for something for your skiing trip or for some cycling stuff, because in his, John, as we know, has been aspirational. He has married a doctor in the time he's been here, and now lives in Cheltenham. So, you know, things to go, and he's going to cycle to the station to get the train. Then the next gift, Anne hasn't marked these. I said put a yellow. Yeah, the next gift is cycling gloves and lights.
Glad you've wrapped them.
Those
I'm glad you've wrapped them.
Okay, I won't do that. Well, look.
Yeah.
He has given me a set of instructions as to what they are and why we bought them.
Now you can read why you bought them.
Oh, should I do it now? Yeah. Well, John lives in Cheltenham. He's going to be cycling to the station each day, and that'll keep him safe until it's dark winter morning. That's the next surprise.
We knew this
God, I could have opened them and then given them.
You get out of bed in the morning.
I don't know.
How do I know?
I'm surprised you didn't delegate this to somebody.
I normally would. But John deserves.
Where's Wally?
Very nice, thank you
Well,
very
read
much.
out what
Oh,
they said.
this is a framed picture of Stratford Park where when John is at the top of some organisation running, he can have it on his wall and he remembers where it all started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take the picture, John.
No, it's the artist's impression from
John, have you got the chicken crossing?
Well,
Minor detail.
I'm going to explain what these are before because it'll get too complicated after. John is a bit of a gannet around the office. He has a particular liking for mince pies, which I saw in evidence yesterday. And these aren't just your...
Are you telling us something again?
Telling you.
Sorry?
You're telling us what
Yeah,
the
because
present is?
you're all making noise. Your love of mince pies, and this is something to do with, this is for your new office, and it will stop you nicking other people's, which I've got evidence.
Yeah, they mean spies.
Are they mince pies?
Mince pies.
No.
Surprise mince pies.
Yeah, well, I was going to say before I was interrupted by Katrina, they are quality ones. They're not the Tesco drugs.
some healthy snacks.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Well done, Peter.
And Peter.
It's a modern thing to copy yourself.
No, it isn't.
I just wanted to say, well, thank you very much for your very kind speech. I just wanted to say thank you, really. It's been a real pleasure to work with you all over the past 7.5 years. I think the one thing I'll really miss is actually the people, you know, all of you guys working with you. It's been great for your support and help. And, especially when I said, oh, just a quick email, and actually there's a whole list of stuff to answer. I also wanted to say particular thanks to Peter, Adrian and Roger just for their sort of support and help really over the past few years, for taking a punt on me, I suppose, when I was in searches and joined transport planning. I really appreciate that. Also want to say thank you to everyone who worked on Stratford Park. It's a real sort of team effort, and I don't think, you know, without everyone working and looking around all the people here, I don't think it would have happened without all you guys, so thank you. And then finally, I just wanted to encourage you really, because you know, you guys work so hard for people at Warwickshire and keep doing that. I don't think people outside really realise how much work is put in by all you guys. I just wanted to encourage you to keep doing it. It's really good. And finally, the last thing I wanted to say really was something Peter taught me very early on. Something I'll remember for a long time.
Are you sure?
I was a problem shared is a problem doubled.